Students, welcome to the maths lecture. Today we are going to continue with our lesson number 8, measuring time. So yesterday we have seen up till sum number 19. Now before learning sum number 19, let us revise in short what we have studied. We have studied that in an hour, in a clock, you have 60 minutes. And for 60 minutes, after every number there is a difference of 5. So you have studied there is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55 and 60. So after 60 minutes it make a hour. Also we have studied the concept of quarter, quarter to and half past. Now what is quarter, quarter to and half past? When there is a minute hand at 3, then it is quarter, that is quarter past. When the minute hand is at 6, which means it is half, that is half past. And when the minute hand is at 9, it is 45 minutes past, or you can say as it is quarter to, because after 15 minutes 1 hour is going to complete. So if it is 45 minutes you can say it's quarter to. If it is at 3 you can say it is past quarter, and if it is at 6 you can say it is half past. Proceeding to further, we have studied these examples and we were at sum number 19. Over here. So write the time shown by the clock. Now if you will observe this clock, you will see the minute hand is between 4 and 5. We know when it is between 4 and 5, we take the previous number. And the minute hand is at 9. That means it is 9 minutes. It is at 9, that means it is 15 minutes past 45 minutes past 4. You can read this as 45 minutes past 4. Just now I said if it is minute hand is between 4 and 5, so we are going to consider number 4. And if it is 9, that means it is 45 minutes, which means it is 4 o'clock and past 45 minutes, which you can answer as 45 minutes past 4. 45 minutes past 4. Correct? Now second is using the term quarter past, half past or quarter to. You have to answer what is the time. Now as I explained you before, that if it is at 9, that means it is 45 minutes, right? So after 15 minutes it is going to be an hour. So you can write it is quarter to 5. Quarter to 5 means after 15 minutes it is going to be 5 o'clock. So you can use the term quarter to 5. Correct? You can use this term as quarter to 5. In this half past we are not going to use because the number minute hand is at 9 and already half is been passed, and for more 15 minutes are also covered, so we are not going to use this term. Okay? Next is quarter past. You can use this term also, quarter past. No, because it is already 3/4, right? It is already 45 minutes have been passed, so we are not going to use this term also. We will use the term as quarter to, and it is quarter to 5. So here we have the answer for this question, that is it is 45 minutes past 4, and for the B question the answer is quarter to 5. Hope it is understood. Any doubt? Okay, coming to next. Next, write the time shown by the clock. Now you can see a clock over here. Yes, the very first question given to this is in an hour and minute. We have to write the time in hour and minute. Now you will see the minute hand is at 9 and the minute hand is at 3 and the hour hand is at 9. Hour hand is always small, which means it is 9 o'clock, and when the minute hand is at 3, this shows that it is 15 minutes completed. So it is 9 o'clock and 15 minutes are complete, which means it is 15 minutes past 9. How much time is complete? 15 minutes is complete. So we are going to write 15 minutes past 9. Now, next one is using the term quarter past, half past or quarter to. Now as it is 9 o'clock and 15 minutes are past, which means already quarter is been passed. So we can use the term that a quarter is been passed. We can write quarter past 9. After 9, 15 minutes are complete. So it is quarter past 9. Next term they have said that use the term half past. Half past we are not going to use because still 30 minutes are not complete. This can be used when the 30 minutes are complete. Quarter to, this term is used when it completes 45 minutes, and as there is only 15 minutes completed and 45 minutes are not complete, so we are not going to use this term. Clear to everyone? Any doubt? Now, how to decide whether a particular year is leap year or not a leap year? That is, it is leap year or not a leap year. Students, we have learned this concept in our previous standard. In third standard, do you remember? We have studied the lesson the calendar, in which we have studied how to find leap year and how we are going to see the difference between a leap year and not a leap year, in which we have already studied that how to find whether it is a leap year or not a leap year. How to find a leap year? By seeing the units and tens place of the year. Of a particular year, we should see the units and tens place, and if it is divisible by 4, then it is a leap year. And if it is not divisible by 4, which means it is not a leap year. In the same way, we are going to write over here any 4 leap years. Any 4 leap years which you know, you are going to write. So, first of all, I will read the solution how to find a leap year. If the number denoting a year with non-zero means it's not 0, it's other number from 1 to 9 in tens and unit place, then that place is divisible by 4, or the number denoting the year with 0 in the tens place is divisible by 400, then that year is a leap year. Very simple. If in tens and units place, if it is 0, that means it is a leap year, and if it is not 0 and it is another number but it is divisible by 4, then it is a leap year. And a leap year has 29 days in month of February. That is why we say in the leap year how many days are there? Total number of days are 366. Why? Because one day is extra in the month of February. And if it is not a leap year, that means we have how many days in a year? 365. So over here we have 29 days in a month of Feb of a leap year. Now we have to find 4 years which are leap year. for which we are going to write 2008. You will see 8 is divisible by 4. 2012, which is a leap year. 2016, which is also a leap year. Using the term, seeing the term tenths and unit, you will see 16 is divisible by 4. And next is 2400, which is also a leap year. So these are the 4 examples of leap year. Hope you all have understood what is a leap year and how we are going to find whether it is a leap year or not a leap year. Secondly, now we will see a calendar. Let's see a calendar. Everybody can see the screen in which a calendar is being displayed for use. Now, which month calendar it is? Use the October calendar. October calendar, how we come to know it is month of October? On every calendar, the year and the month is given. So, looking at the top, we could come to know that it is month of October. So, use October calendar given below to answer the question. Few questions are given below and we have to find out the solution to it. The very first question given to us is, write the day and date 6 days before the second Sunday of October from the above calendar. Now we have to find the 6th day before the second Sunday. 6th day before second Sunday is, which is the second Sunday? Over here, second Sunday is over here, that is 5th of October. 5th of October is the second Sunday. Sorry, that is the first Sunday. Second Sunday is over here, 12th of October. Extremely sorry students, it is the first Sunday and second Sunday is a 12th of October. Now before 12th of October, 6 days before, we have to find what is the day and date. So 6 days before means we are going to count from 12. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here the 6 days complete. So which day it is? It is 6th of October. It is 6th of October. That means second Sunday falls on 12th of October and 6 days before it is 6th of October, which is on, the day is given over here, this is Monday. So that means the date will be 6th of October and the day will be Monday. So for solution, it is written second Sunday falls on October 12th and 6 days before, that is before 6 days if you will count, the date is 6th and the day is Monday. Now second question, in October which days occur 5 times? Let us see which days occur 5 times. Monday you can see only 4. Tuesday you can see 4. Now look at the Wednesday over here. Wednesday you can see it's 5. Thursday you will see it's 5. Friday you can see it's 5. And Saturday you can see it's only 4. So this is not applicable. So we are going to use which all days? We are going to use Wednesday, Thursday and Friday. These are the 3 days where the days occur 5 times. 5 times means that week has 5 dates. That is Wednesday you will see 1st, 8th, 15th, 22nd and 29th is Wednesday. That is 5 days of the week. 5 days are Wednesdays. Then on Thursday you will see 5 dates are Thursday. That is 2nd, 9th, 16th, 23rd and 30th. Friday you will see it's 3rd, 10th, 17th, 24th and 31st. Which means these 3 days are the days which occurs 5 times. Hope everyone has understood. Any doubt? If you have any doubt in tomorrow's lecture, please type the doubt in the chat box so that after the lecture or in the mid of the lecture when I'll ask you the question, I'll just try to clear your doubts. Yes, students, if you have any doubt in tomorrow's lecture, very first lecture, when you are going to type the doubts in the chat box so that it can be cleared. Now coming to next, let us see the next sum. Now next sum given to us is, in a certain year, the Ganesh festival starts on 9th of September and ends on 18th of September. For how many days was the festival celebrated? Now we have to find for how many days this festival was celebrated. For which first what we are going to do is number of days. Now number of days is 9th of September to 18th of September, which means we are going to minus 18 minus 9 days. So 18 minus 9 is 9, correct? Okay, so that means it is 9 days. But since the festival is celebrated on 18th also, now we have subtracted 18 minus 9. But on 18th also that festival is celebrated. So we are going to add 9 plus 1. So it will be 10 days. Means totally the festival is celebrated for 10 days. Now this is the shortcut way or the easy way for you to find out the number of days. If you want to verify whether your answer is right, you can find out by drawing a stroke. That is, the festival started on 9th, so 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. You will see I have made a group of 5 and 5. So total is 10 days. Correct? This is the simple, traditional but long method. Very easy method to find whether your answer is right. But the easiest step is we are going to minus from 18 9 days. So it will be 9 days. But as the festival is celebrated on 18th also, up till 18, it ends on 18. You can see the statement ends on 18, which means 18th is also celebrated. So we are going to add 1 to the answer, and here also you will get the same answer, that is 10 days. And with our counting method also we have received the answer 10 days. So this both the answers, both the methods are right. Hope you all have understood, students. Yes. Now coming to next. Now next sum is, Seema reached her hometown. What is hometown, students? Hometown means you can say her native or village. Yes, you all go to the hometown for festival. Same way, Seema reached her hometown for Deepavali. Deepavali means Diwali festival on 12th of November and stayed there till 1st of December. How many days did she spend there? Now you will see over here that she has reached on 12th of November and she stayed till 1st of December. That means 1st of December also she was there in the hometown itself. So firstly we are going to find out the number of days in the month of November, because she went in November and till 1st of December. That means 1st December the new month is been started. So what we are going to do first, we are going to find the number of days of November. So first we are going to write number of days Seema was in her hometown in November. That is, November has 30 days minus, we are going to write 12. 12th November she has reached over there. Yes, and till 30th November means 30 November also she was there in the town. So we will do plus 1. That is 30 days minus 12 days. That is 12th of November. As 30th she was there in the village. So we are going to add 1. So now 30 minus 12, if you will do, what will be the answer? Let us do and see. 30 minus 12. 3 I will cut, make it 2. 0 I will cut, make it 10. 10 minus 2 is 8. Correct? And 2 minus 1 is 1. That means 18 days. In 18 days we are going to add 1. 18 minus 1 is 19. 18 minus 1 is 19. That means in the month of November she was 19 days in the hometown. Now after that you will see on 1st of December. So in the month of December how many days she was there? Only 1 day. So number of days she was in the hometown in the month of December is 1 day. That means total number of days she spent in the hometown is in November month 19 and in December month 1 day. So 19 plus 1 is 20 days. So for 20 days she was in the hometown for the celebration of Diwali festival. Okay? Is it clear to everyone? For this, in the solution I have given you the simple note also. Why I have added 1. Why this 1 is been added. In exam, no need of writing this note. This is only for your reference. That we add 1 because she reached hometown on 12th and so 12th is also included. Or the second reason can be, as we are going to subtract from 30 days we have in November. If you count 12 from 12, but 30th is also included in the counting. So both the method 30 and 12, both days are being included. So we have to add 1 to the 1 day extra to the solution. Is it clear? Hope everyone has understood how the calculation is being done. Okay. Now coming to next, let us solve one more sum for the day. Now over here. A school trip was from 5th of December till 10th of December. Now look at over here. 5th of December to 10th of December. That means 5th December also school trip was there and 10th December also school trip was there. Now easy method is 10 minus 5. Answer will be 5 days. But if you will say 10 minus 5, which means 1 day is less. So we have to add, whenever you do subtraction of days, you have to add one number. Because if you will do 10 plus 10 minus 5, you will get answer 5 plus 1 day, because 5th and 10th both are included. So 1 day is already included in the subtraction, so we have to add 1 day. So it will be 6 days. Or you can check this answer by writing the days, that is 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. If you count from 5, that is 5th December, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th and 10th. If you add the days, you will also get the answer as 6 days. And if you do by this method, that is 10th December minus 5th December and plus 1, that is 10th December minus 5th December will be 5 days plus 1 day, that is 6th day. That is 6 days. How we have to days. To find the number of days, you have to add 1 if the day is included. It depends on the sum. Okay. So tomorrow we are going to continue with our lecture. So today I wind up my lecture with this. If any doubt, students, tomorrow in the lecture, firstly you will type the doubts in the chat box. As soon as you enter the classroom. Type in the chat box so that when I'll read the chat box, I'll clear your doubts. Hope you have all have understood what we have learned today. So have a nice day. Thank you.